Welcome back to Seen It Before, where we're probably going to say something stupid about your favorite movie because we've seen it all before. I'm Danny.
Or Danny's just going to say something stupid. I'm Dan.
I feel like I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I just get roasted every time.
That's the whole point of this.
I got beer, so I'm okay.
Yeah. And we have our returning
I was going to say, I thought Dan was going to call me a guest. At this point, I am.
returning
You
co-host.
used to be the co-host.
Yeah, and now
You're the co-hogist.
I'm here. I'm always here.
Yeah,
I
you're-
just
you're a
every
constant
day
presence.
I'm supposed to do a podcast. I go, man, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it most times.
Hey.
Well, I love hearing you say that.
You're so welcome. I
But
love you so
such a
much.
good, you know.
But today is my movie.
We have a movie you enjoy a
And
lot.
today is my favorite movie. It's not Whiplash. It's very close. It is La La Land.
It's up there. No, you know, Damien
it's-
Chazelle and JK Simmons.
I didn't
so
know he was in this until pretty recently. Like, I've seen this movie a couple times, but that was before the whole JK Simmons thing, so I'm excited to see his face.
It's been a while
It's been
since
a minute.
since we talked about J.K.
It's like 3
Simmons.
months.
You know, there was a little bit.
Because I haven't been here.
Nobody knows this other than us, but like, I wanted to like when we were rebranding the podcast, I wanted to like call ourselves like the official podcast of J.K. Simmons and like get him like hire him over Cameo to like do like our outro. That would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's just not feasible in any whatsoever.
Well, he's not on Cameo. If he was,
You're
I would have fucking
unemployed.
paid
How are
for
we
that.
going to pay for this?
Hey, just
He's gonna pay out of pocket for this. All right. Anyway, so La La Land won 6 Oscars and snubbed on 1 big Oscar.
we'll get to that. But
We will get to that. So, I mean, what it won originally was Best Actress, Emma Stone, Best Directing, Damien Chazelle, Best
Seps-
Cinematography, Best Achievement in Music, written for a motion picture,
that makes sense.
Best Music. Wait.
Why are we
Oh,
talking-
original song, Best Original Song,
What?
Why are
and
we talking about this now?
Best Production Design. I'm just saying. No, I'm just doing this now and then teasing that we're talking about the Oscars for this year.
Yes.
Later on in the podcast.
Yeah, this is like we had a different movie in mind for this one, but then Steph's like, no, I changed my mind.
I don't want to watch that today.
It's
I wanted
coming.
something light and
But
fun.
luckily-
It's 60 degrees out. We are hitting spring. I want a musical.
It's 30
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah, well,
3:30.
we're almost out of the woods. But
No.
yeah, but this is still Oscar season.
Yes.
So
It is Oscar season and the end of Oscar season. But, you know, hey, whatever. This is still an Oscar movie. We should probably get on that train. So here we are. 2017, right? La La Land?
Oh, who the hell
I
knows?
don't know. I think 2016.
I didn't come prepared
yeah.
for the intro. I'm prepared
was-
for the episode.
It was 2016 because the other movie, which we're going to talk about, also came out in 2016. I remember that vividly.
Yes, you're right. 2016. So yeah, here we go. Let's just get to it. La La Land. Yeah.
We just watched La La Land, L.A.
La La Land. La
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 Land.
Is that
We
what
just
I
watched
said?
La La Land.
But Seb, I have one question.
I have one answer. I probably have more than one answer, to be fair.
You like jazz?
You finally said it. Also, yeah, I really, really do. My coworker and I listen to jazz together every single day.
Yeah. No, you definitely got a thing for Damien Chazelle, jazz, and JK Simmons. So it's a great combo right there. You got.
He does a little like head bob and a you know.
I regularly listen to Michael Bublé. Like, I did this before the Whiplash thing. Like, I'm very much like, I can go on Pandora, look up like easy listening radio, and I'm set.
Yeah, I don't do easy listening.
Can't you listen to Nickelback?
No.
You know how I feel.
Anyway, so let's start with so the opening scene. It's very, very theatrical and it's well done. Like, apparently that was like really on a freeway. They shot that on the freeway in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Driving on a bridge like that would terrify me.
Yeah.
I hate
Driving with that much traffic would terrify me.
that too, but I hate bridges and like big like concrete things. But also, funny story about that opening song. So a couple years ago, I was walking to work and it was winter, and I'm listening to that song in my AirPods. You know, tip-a-tapping, walking, steppy step.
Of course.
And I'm walking to the beat of the song, and I'm going down a flight of stairs, and I fall down the stairs, scratch my phone screen. I'm all cut up. I've got bruises everywhere, and I'm limping to work. And as I'm falling down the stairs, I just hear do 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 just in my headphones. I'm like, is this how I go? Really, it was not. But
I remember you telling me about that.
I scratched my phone screen. The staircase I was on, it was like green and it was metal.
Oh yeah, it was the fire escape.
Yeah.
I was at work.
And I'm walking down the stairs, and my phone skidded down the railing, and I had to use my nails to get the paint out of my phone screen.
Oh my god.
Oof.
Yeah, and then that phone was shitting the bed anyway. I used to have to use a hairdryer to turn that phone on if it wasn't plugged in all the time because the battery was going. If I was at work, I would take a mug and heat up a cup of water and put the phone on top of it after I took it out of the microwave to warm up the phone so it would turn on.
Wow, I did not. You didn't tell me any of that.
Oh yeah, that's why sometimes I used to just sit on the floor of the bathroom with the hairdryer running on the back of the phone.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I thought you were
see?
just like taking a really long shower or something.
No, my phone sucked, and then I bought this one. Or no,
You bought it.
I did.
You did. But like I gave it to you.
Yeah, because you had this much balance left.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I can trade this in, or you can pay off the balance and keep it. So I paid you. It was like $400, $350 maybe.
Something like that,
It was between $350 and $400. Anyway, long story short,
HoloLand made you fall.
just call it HoloLand.
I said La La Land.
Man, he's
You
gonna
keep
say
saying-
different names.
You said La La Land, and then you said HoloLand.
He said LA land. Like, what are you doing, dude?
It's like AT-AT.
It is AT-AT.
LA
Anyone who
land.
says AT-AT is wrong.
No, I know. I am well aware that it is AT-AT, but I'm just wondering how many times you can say La La Land incorrectly in this podcast.
Lay Lane.
I really like HoloLand.
HoloLand.
But yeah, anyway, the whole thing I was talking about this
Yeah.
is the blue moving truck that they open up, and there's the random drummers inside. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They're just
they're
chilling
just
in there.
they're just waiting there the whole time.
It had to
In
have
the
been
hot
so
sun.
well. So I mean, I imagine like they probably shut it right before they cut to them and opened it up back up. But
Probably.
it had to be so hot in there.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Depending when they shot, but
hate
yeah,
the heat.
still like, oh my god.
So I saw this in theaters in Florida. Actually, I was on vacation. And it was
Ew.
for some reason I don't know why, but I convinced my parents to go because I was like really like movie snob at the time, and
You want
They
it still?
hate it.
oh my dad
feel like-
fucking
oh, of course.
he's just started groaning the second they started singing. He's like, I didn't know this was a musical, and like
Shuck my dick.
because I convinced him that it was like
Shuck.
like a he listens to the
Sorry, I said shuck my dick. Like an ear of corn.
Keep going, Danny.
he okay, so he doesn't like musicals, but I convinced him that it was like just like one of those like modern day where like, oh, they only sing like a little bit and it's not like a full blown musical. And then like Damien Chazelle is just like, yeah, no, we're gonna have like a complete opening number that's like, you know, because like it like he thought it like I thought it was gonna be them just kind of like singing a line here and there. No, it's like a like a whole thing.
Well, I'd say it's like almost.
It's half and half.
It's almost a musical. There's a lot of music, clearly.
Well, yeah.
I mean, and like there's a lot of score, and then like because you know all this stuff with like John Legend, I don't consider any of that musical. That's just performance.
Yeah.
Like that's just like concerts.
It's kind of like the way that Rocket Man is a musical. You know?
Yeah,
Or it's like-
Rocket
yeah.
Man is significantly more of a musical than this. Like this has more of the Broadway feel, but this has less show tunes in it. Although I guess technically speaking, Rocket Man doesn't have any show tunes. No. But it's like if you watch Hairspray or if you watch Rent and then you come back to this has like I would say that this is like a fraction of the songs.
Yeah.
Especially because they sing the same song like 6 times.
Yeah, there wasn't too much like singing in the
No.
movie overall, which is
The
good.
opening number is really, really fun too. I think it's very well done. I can understand why, like, some of the other songs, it's like, okay, like, whatever, like, this is, like, Someone in the Crowd, it's a fine song. It's fun. It's nothing like the opening number.
Well,
And then you just have to sit through City of Stars 5 times, and then the music is done.
actually reminds me. One of my notes is, what's your favorite song in the movie? So yours is probably like Another Day of Sun.
No. It's not.
Is it My Aunt Used to Live
No,
There?
it's not that one. It's oddly like I'll shit on City of Stars. It's beautiful. It's so good. I adore the song. Probably
Okay.
specifically I really like at the end, there's like a reprise where Mia is humming it. I really, really like that. Although there's technically, I guess I'll look at the soundtrack. Right now, it might be City of Stars.
What's yours?
I don't know the names of them, but I'm going to go with the first one.
Yeah. No,
First,
I did
Another
that.
Day of Sun.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that one.
Mine is it's not really a song, but it's just because of the name, classic Rope-a-Dope. That's my favorite song.
Yeah,
I
that
think
tracks.
that's just score. That's
Well,
not
it's the
song.
score. Yeah. It,
Well, so
it
if
is
we're
the score.
considering the score,
Well, like
Planetarium.
Yeah, but that's like with the full blown like everything comes. So like you have the leitmotif, like the I don't know how do 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 do.
Yeah.
That's played throughout, but like in a planetarium, that's when the whole
Everything comes together.
like the entire orchestra comes together to do, because we've heard like little parts of it here and there, but yeah.
Also, looking at it, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 songs with actual singing, including John Legend, excluding the end where she's humming.
Okay.
And 3 of those songs, 2 of those songs, I think, are City of Stars.
Yeah, that's
So
not,
there's really not a lot of.
No.
It's not really I mean, it's a musical, but it's barely one.
Yeah,
It's
It's a story about music.
Yeah.
yeah, and a little bit of acting.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of like you know how LA. It's a love letter to LA, like another Once Upon a Time in Hollywood type of thing. Like it's love and hate. It's where dreams are.
Maybe.
Sweet
it's
dreams
just-
are made of
it's
these.
just-
So it's
oh my
kind of that
God.
whole thing.
It's a lot more also quite literally, but just aesthetically, it's a lot more romantic than Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood
But I
literally
d-
has
no, I
like a
don't even-
conspiracy. Like, did Cliff kill his wife?
Like I don't mean romances and like couples. I mean like how she says like, oh, like you got ripped off. It's not that romantic.
Right. Yeah.
It's like that's what.
There's like an elegance.
Yeah.
To the entire atmosphere of this movie. Everything pretty much. But anyway, is the opening number a single shot? I just kind of noticed that.
I think it's.
It
a
wouldn't
few-
surprise me because the one with where they're dancing for the first time. That's all one shot where they're looking for her car.
Oh yeah, the car parking lot
Yeah.
scene. I don't.
A Lovely Night.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's all one shot.
Yes, that one
Yeah.
is one shot. That one.
So it wouldn't surprise me
Well
if the
done.
opening number is one shot.
I noticed kind of halfway through. I'm like, is this one shot? So I don't know if they cut in the beginning.
That's a
but-
Damien Chazelle thing, though. Like he is known for like those long shots, not necessarily one shots, but the long shots that kind of continue on.
Well, I
for
mean,
a
look at
while.
the ending of Whiplash. That concert scene.
Yeah, like I like he does it again in this movie, but he does. I noticed that he would do like the whip pan.
Yeah,
Like, you know, you go from Fletcher to Neiman to Fletcher to Neiman.
He's
back and
really,
forth.
really big on that.
They do the same thing a little bit in this movie where they're going from Mia watching Sebastian play and then Sebastian playing.
it's lunacy, one might say.
Oh my
up.
fucking
So
god.
that-
They said it 3
They
times. in the
said it
movie.
3 times in the movie, but
That's
it
it.
said
It
it
was within,
3
like, 2
times in the
minutes.
first like 10 minutes.
She was reading her line. I don't know.
It's
I don't know
lunacy.
Why you fucking?
I've never heard the word, so it does stand out. It's a weird word.
Yeah. Jinx.
You know, damn it.
Wreck, bitch.
This seems so. In the story, the kind of story starts with Mia, and we find out she works at a coffee shop.
Quick
And
note on that. Quick note on coffee shops. Why is it in every fucking musical there's a goddamn coffee shop?
I don't
Well,
know.
It's always
But
some
also-
person in a coffee shop.
Well, because it's very.
I was gonna say something about that.
Well, because I feel like in cities, like you're gonna have like the bougie people who go out and buy their coffee every day, and it's just easy to become a barista.
Yeah,
It's
true.
easy. It's
But, like,
simple.
it's like a trope at this point.
Yeah, which is also probably that's absolutely why it's in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's good that it's on a movie set, though. Like, it kind of makes sense for
Yeah.
the movie, the way they did it.
it's like, you know, so this seems to be like the main route that all like undiscovered and like eventually great talents seem to they always seem to have like the, I guess, not shitty life, but like they have to really work for their art and stuff, and then you find out that they are undiscovered talents, and like you know, so it kind of reminds me of, because I saw a TikTok the other day. Fez from Euphoria, he's like really big now.
Yes.
Angus Cloud.
He's a funny guy.
There's a video out there where he was waiting tables, and he was in this girl's TikTok from 4 years ago, and just waiting tables, and now he's like a big name actor. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the greatest talents come from I'm not saying he's the greatest talent or anything, but
I get what you're saying.
You know, like hidden talents come from all over the place.
Daveed Diggs was homeless.
Right. Yeah.
He graduated college, I think, and then I think he was like a substitute teacher, couldn't afford and everything, and he was sleeping on his his friends' couches, just bouncing around the city, and then he wound up in Hamilton.
Yeah, it's like I feel like you have to like if you want to truly be an artist, you have to have a period of struggle.
I feel like you can really tell a difference between the people who work and like they're very scrappy and they like work hard to get there, and the people where it's kind of handed to them. I feel like you can kind of tell the difference.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's why we talk more about fucking, I don't know, who's like an actor that like.
Well, I really like. I gotta give a lot of credit to actors where like their parents are famous, but you can't really tell. Like my best example is John David Washington.
Mm-hmm. He's really good.
He's so good, and I feel like
he's the exception to the rule. I think.
I feel like obviously like there's connections and whatnot, but it's just, he's so disconnected from. Denzel's his dad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's so disconnected from that. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, like one actor that I think really, I mean, obviously made a name for himself, just by, I mean, sure he's connected, but like I think he definitely made a name for himself was Nicolas Cage, because he's connected to the Coppola family. He's like a distant cousin or nephew or something like that, and but obviously he's created his own brand, and I think at one time he was bankrupt. I'm not sure if that was after his success or before it, so I'm not positive.
Well, I feel like it's just like the celebrities who I feel like really go through the worst.
Brendan Fraser.
I was gonna say Robert. Well, I was gonna say Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, he hit rock bottom, and now he's the biggest, one of the biggest second most paid grossing actor in the world.
Gotham loves a comeback story. I had to say it.
Yo, I'm so excited for Brendan Fraser's comeback.
J.K. Rowling, she was literally homeless before she wrote Harry Potter, and she. And I was actually watching a podcast the other day, and they said that like because now her stuff. I mean, if you read the Fantastic Beasts screenplays, she wrote them. They're not great.
No.
And so I think something about that struggle and that like just like you're hungry for just anything.
Yeah. That
makes you way more creative and just better as an artist.
You have more passion.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely something to do with that.
And I feel like a lot of people, I want to say, kind of lose it. You know, somebody who hasn't lost that passion on the topic of authors?
Who?
Brandon Sanderson. What is this man doing? We're so off track right now.
It's okay.
But like during the pandemic, Brandon Sanderson wrote 5 books. And he's like, hey, I've been lying to you.
He wrote 5 books in 2 years.
It's crazy.
He's like, I'm sorry, I have to tell you the truth. Did like one of those clickbait videos. He's like, surprise, I wrote a secret book. And he's like, just kidding, I wrote 2. Just kidding. And then it's 5.
It's like, the fuck?
He posted a Kickstarter in 9 hours. He raised how many $1 million? I
thought you said something like 2 million.
I thought it was more than that.
Well, anyway, yeah, it's still a lot of money.
But it's like
money.
It's just the kind of like the thing that we're like, where you divide yourself from. That's what this movie is really trying to tell you or create a message around is, if you want it bad enough, you can achieve it, and so these are all just success stories when people who've really struggled to get in the entertainment business, all aspects of it. So.
Yeah.
Damien Chazelle, sorry.
No, this is obviously Oscar bait because they got nominated for 14 fucking Oscars.
Yeah, yeah. And
so,
I'll get into that later.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah. Okay.
Damien Chazelle loves the story of a struggling artist, and it's because it's so personal to him. Like,
well, yeah, because I think
a lot of Whiplash was based on his personal experiences.
Yeah, he was a jazz student, and he did have like I feel like that's like a thing with music teachers.
I know very few good music teachers. I had a couple of fucked up music teachers in school. Yep. Like when I was in elementary school, my music teacher literally threw a chair at a kid. No pun intended, but like
you didn't play the note right.
What's with music? We were like 7. But it's like, what's with music teachers throwing chairs? Because now I can name 2. One of them is not real, but that's the point.
Anyway, right off the bat, Emma Stone deserves that Oscar just from like I think just from that scene that she was doing like on the phone that she was practicing in the car, where she starts like instantly crying, and I'm just like,
all right,
damn, I could never do that,
So She, I think, only got the Oscar because there was not many people nominated for Best Actress.
I gotta
It was in
say-
good
Ooh,
movies.
that's an interesting take.
I was very open about this while we were watching the movie. I don't like the casting in this.
Right, yeah. So you were saying
I
before...
really, really don't like Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone.
Well, 1 second.
Right.
Hold on. Let me look up.
I don't get that, like, I don't get that hunger and that scrappiness from them in this movie.
Well, because they're like at the top of their game
Yeah.
in this movie.
So
Like,
But-
at the time.
What were you gonna say?
the 5 nominees for Best Actress that year were Emma Stone for La La Land, Isabel Huppert for Ellie, I don't know,
Never heard of it.
Ruth Negga for Loving,
That's a close one. But no, I get you.
Natalie Portman for Jackie, and Meryl Streep for Florence Foster Jenkins. So there's not really much competition besides
That
Meryl.
is bullshit. Meryl getting nominated for that piece of shit performance?
I'm saying. That's why Emma Stone won.
That is
She
bullshit.
kind of didn't have much competition.
Florence Foster Jenkins. Fucking terrible movie.
I haven't seen it, but like, also I gotta say, like, it's Meryl.
Yeah, I know.
She's
it's
gonna get the nomination no matter what.
Meryl. It's
Deal with it.
It just pisses me off.
I don't really get the Meryl Streep hatred. I kind of like Meryl.
Because you liked her in Devil Wears Prada.
I did.
She was good.
That's a role where she, because I'm not saying she's a bad actress. It's just saying I'm just
kinda
saying
are, though.
She's fucking everywhere. She's just and like she could sneeze and get a fucking Oscar nomination.
I'm sure it would be elegant sneeze though.
And
No,
like,
that's not Meryl.
But yes,
how she would
so
do
that's not,
since we're talking about Oscars, let's just get into this right now. The 2022 Oscars are coming up as of recording next week. Well, as of release next week. So we got a few things going on here
I
for
have
this
not
year.
watched.
I didn't see like any of these
so-
movies, which like I want to go into later, but
Let's start with Best Actor in a Leading Role. So
There's one obvious answer.
there is only one obvious answer, and you're right. So there's Javier Bardem for Being the Ricardos, Benedict Cumberbatch with The Power of the Dog, which I haven't seen, Andrew Garfield, Tick Tick Boom, Will Smith for King Richard. I've heard that's very good for him.
what is
but-
Will Smith?
And Denzel Washington for The Tragedy of Macbeth. So
Ooh, okay, hold on a second.
There's a lot of competition this year. I have one
It
obvious
is.
answer. There's a lot of.
I think
good
it's between Andrew
competition this year.
Garfield and Denzel.
I agree.
And Denzel is basically the Meryl of like men.
Yeah.
Although we haven't seen
like-
any of them besides Tick Tick Boom. You watched part of Power of the Dog, but like
I fell asleep. It
Exactly,
was boring.
so-
Benedict Cumberbatch was all right. He plays a different. He plays like a dick, basically.
Okay.
He plays
He does that well.
a Western dick this time.
Like yeehaw.
Yeah,
Is Benedict Cumberbatch a cowboy?
Yeah, he's a cowboy in it.
God. So like Daniel Craig Southern drawl, or is it like
Ooh. Wait, like in
It's kind of more. It's like Stephen Strange if he would like lived in like Nebraska.
okay. Nebraska.
I'm so intrigued. I need to watch this
You
movie.
probably fall asleep.
I don't know, man.
All right. So there's our obvious answer there. Let's go to actress in a leading role.
Oh,
Haven't seen.
I haven't seen any of these either. So Jessica.
I think I know who it's gonna go to though.
Okay. Jessica Chastain for In the Eyes of Tammy Faye, or The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Olivia Colman for The Lost Daughter. Penelope Cruz, Parallel Mothers. Nicole Kidman, Being the Ricardos. Kristen Stewart, Spencer. That's the
It's
obvious
going to
answer.
Kristen
It's
Stewart.
going to Kristen
It's
Stewart.
not
Yeah.
just like not even.
I've
I don't
heard.
care.
She's the only one I've heard about. So,
But also, I don't. One, she did such a good role. She put so much effort into becoming Princess Diana. More importantly, it's Princess Diana. She's gonna win the fucking Oscar.
yeah.
The entire world is so obsessed with Princess Diana, and from what I've heard, Kristen Stewart did so much like justice for her.
Okay. And let's go to the final one. Best Picture.
I haven't seen any of these.
I've seen
I've heard
Some of them.
a lot of
one of them.
If Drive My Car isn't nominated or is nominated, that's going to win because I've heard a lot about that one. I've also heard a lot about Coda. And what's
I will just say them.
okay.
So shut the fuck up.
Just Jesus.
So we got Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up,
Fuck that movie, man.
Drive My Car,
Yeah.
Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, which I want to see,
I want to see that one too.
Nightmare Alley, which you saw,
Not breast picture worthy.
Power of the Dog, which you half saw,
Yeah.
and West Side Story.
I know it's not getting that.
So
yeah, I mean, Nightmare Alley's pretty good. I gave it a 4.5 stars. Really good story, easy to follow, Guillermo del Toro, but it's not like Shape of Water good, you know?
I gotta say, and I know that I think you both disagree with that, I haven't seen Don't Look Up. A lot of people I'm friends with really, really liked it.
I know a lot of people I work with really, really like.
You know
it
why
too.
they liked it? It's because it just spits back the ideology back at them, and that's it.
I mean, it's not just that too. Like, it's got some comedy.
The only thing that I am aware of is I can't believe he's making us pay for the snacks.
That's a good bit. I like that bit.
It's also like
And like fucking
Ironically
Timothy Chalamet, like being like, I love fucking fingerlings or whatever, fingerling potatoes.
The only thing,
that's fair.
the biggest problem with this movie to me is that I work in the news.
Yeah, you work in news.
Yeah.
So I
have.
see this shit every day.
Yeah.
I want to escape reality
That's fair.
when it comes to this.
And this
Some
movie did
movies.
the exact opposite.
It's almost like that's what movies were made for,
Right?
Huh.
Yep. It's supposed to escape reality. So that's
And when we get to my point of, it's almost like it almost feels like there's a disconnect between modern day audiences and the Hollywood elite.
But I don't.
Yes.
But I also don't know if that's true because I've heard a lot more good about this movie than bad.
Right, well, I mean, your side of,
Yeah, I guess my side of media and also just like the people I'm friends with.
yeah. I mean, listen,
I can name.
if they liked it, I'm not hating on them.
I
if
can
they
name
liked
all
it.
the people who have heard shit on this movie on one hand, and I'm looking at two of them, and I work
Have you
with the
s-
other one.
I mean, if you look at the Rotten Tomatoes score of Don't Look Up compared to everything else, it's rotten. It's literally rotten on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's a Best Picture nominated. It's so not even
but it's
like
not great
they're
on
not
audience
even the
score.
own people that
Well,
like
but
would
you
review this movie
also-
like it.
You have to consider that Meryl and Leo are in it.
Yep.
So like it's gonna be nominated.
yep.
Quality
and
aside.
J-Law. And J-Law.
Jailer's pretty good, but it's insulting to one side of the political aisle, and then it just critiques in a bad way. It's just a bad metaphor for climate change, and they could have done a lot more. But I don't. This podcast isn't about that movie.
Yeah. So, but Hollywood in general is kind of, they don't have any really good original ideas that actually interest people. That's the thing. There's no interesting ideas out there. Like,
Well, it's hard because everything's been done.
yes, everything's been done.
I disagree with that. There's been 7 story archetypes since the beginning of time. We've somehow found a way to tell different stories for hundreds and thousands of years. Mm-hmm. I think there's tons of stories waiting to be told, but it's just people are trying to mold it in a way that it just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And there are other problems with like promoting these movies. Some of them are so low budget they don't have like a social media campaign for the movie, and it just kind of goes in theaters and then just hope for the best. Somebody's bored enough to watch it.
Oscar campaigns are a real thing.
Yes.
And and it's like you have to find the sweet spot of like prestigious yet has the money backing it. So you're never going to see like a really good independent film be nominated unless it makes a giant impact at Cannes or the Sundance Festival or something like that. But you're never going to see like the Batman get like a Best Picture nomination.
Well, interesting you mentioned that. I don't think it's going to get Best Picture nomination next year for 2023.
We're gonna forget it by then.
But it's ironic that, Kristen Stewart's getting nominated and Robert Pattinson might get nominated for Best Actor as Batman. I don't know. They're just kind of the Twilight
It's
people
really,
here.
really interesting that maybe if you pull really talented actors out of their shitty franchises
Yep.
and see how talented they are.
Yep.
Crazy.
I know.
And maybe, hey, why don't we briefly talk about if we could recast La La Land, who you would put in?
Yes, that's a good idea.
Because
I
this
don't
is a
know
very
who I put
good
in.
transition for me.
It is.
Because I don't like Ryan Gosling. He doesn't have that scrappiness for me. He doesn't have the talent. But you know who has both of those?
You're going to say Ryan Reynolds?
Andrew Garfield.
Okay.
Okay. Prove it. I'm kidding. Explain.
Well, I'm just
yourself.
saying, like, because I've seen both. I've seen both Social Network and Tick Tick Boom recently.
Yes.
And if you toss those two together, I feel like you kind of have that like
It's hard for
little
me to
abrasive like scrappiness.
it's hard for me to picture that because Ryan Gosling has kind of like a steely attitude, and I don't think, and Andrew Garfield could try to pull that off, but he just the way he looks and like his lankiness, I just don't think he has the kind of like the
Well, but it's
the
also
suave kind of thing.
because
That
I think I'm such a big fan of Whiplash, so I really don't see like thinking of like the just like fight for like a jazz artist. I'm thinking of Neiman and not as much Sebastian. And I feel because like where Sebastian's you say he's like suave and sleek and just like he's just steel.
yeah.
And I don't view Neiman as that. That man is just like a
Well, Neiman's a fucking rat.
well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I would like to see more rat, I guess.
Well,
Then
I'm not
unless-
saying Andrew Garfield's that though.
No, but I'm saying I think he could do that better instead of just being a block of steel Ryan Gosling. I feel like Ryan Gosling really doesn't give us a lot.
Right, and I don't know if that's the writing or if it's Ryan Gosling's performance. It's hard for me to like picture a different
I'm
actor.
also hardcore on the Andrew Garfield bandwagon right now, and I recognize that. But
Well, I mean,
really
he deserves
feel
that
like-
Oscar, I think.
Oh, absolutely. But I've like looking at what he just gave us in Tick Tick Boom. I feel like he could have done wonders in this. But also, we would have to. I also don't like Emma. I don't like Emma Stone or Ryan Gosling, and I've said that multiple times. But we'd very clearly have to replace her.
Well, I've got a casting for you for Sebastian. It's the guy I always get mixed up with Ryan Gosling, Jake Gyllenhaal.
I don't think he can sing.
I'm not saying you never said he had to sing.
I feel like
Had
he's
to be able to
too.
He's too hated right now, at least.
I know,
Not
but
even,
that-
no, not
2016
even that.
talking.
He's too like. What's the word that I want?
Chuggy.
Ryan Reynolds is
Chuggy.
no. Ryan Reynolds is too like he's just a flat surface.
Not Ryan Reynolds. He's
Not Ryan Reynolds. Fuck Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
I hate Ryan Gosling is a flat surface. Jake Gyllenhaal is like too abrasive.
Okay.
Wait, who would you replace Emma Stone with?
I don't know, but I want to replace her.
I got one. The other person who went for the role, Emma Watson.
No.
I don't think she sings very well, but I feel like she could have been interesting in this. But I also think that she sings better than Emma Stone.
No, I think compared to Emma Stone,
But again, get them out of the franchises.
she would have too. I think she would bring something too cocky to the character compared to Emma Stone. So Emma Stone's supposed to be struggling and like kind of like unsure of herself. I think Emma Watson would more or less
I also feel
have
like
too much confidence.
I have a very different portrayal in my head of Emma Watson than you have. Because I feel like when you see Emma Watson, what do you think of first?
Well, who doesn't think of Harry Potter?
Me, because I haven't seen the movies.
Well, you think of Bella then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't connect her to Hermione, so I view her as Emma Watson and not Hermione Granger.
Well, even Emma Watson herself is a very cocky person. I've seen her in interviews. Mm-hmm. So,
Oh,
you know,
acting.
I don't think
is-
that's a bad idea though.
I don't know. I don't.
It's really hard to recast movies after they've come out and done so well.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
'Cause
I
it's like, how
can't
do you-
picture
yeah.
that Sebastian is a different character other than the way Ryan Gosling portrayed him.
Don't.
It's hard for me to like.
Emma
so I
Stone
wouldn't know who I would
definitely
cast.
did better in the role than Ryan Gosling, but I really feel like Ryan Gosling gave us a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and weirdly, the story is more about him. I'd say
Taron Egerton also could have been interesting
that would have been good. I think that because we've seen him.
because he can also sing.
Yeah. So this is something stupid.
Oh God.
But do you guys know the Star Wars name for jazz?
Do 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 do.
Yeah, guess what kind of music that's called in the Star Wars universe?
Isn't that just
What?
Cantina music?
No, it's called jizz.
Did you Google this?
Yes.
Where do you find this shit? And how accurate is that actually?
Look it up. I'm pretty
I
sure
don't
it's on
want to-
Wikipedia.
I don't want to. I don't want to look up jizz on my
It's
phone.
called jizz.
Stop trying to make
I'm
me
just
look up
saying.
jizz on my phone.
This podcast is all over the place, but I want to go back to the Oscars because we didn't really talk about the 20s. Wait, no, one more thing. Also, fun fact, JK Simmons is nominated for an Oscar this year.
Yes, he is.
Yep, that's all. Anyway, back to the 2017 Oscars because I had to wrap up that one note.
Okay.
Do we want to say the big thing that happened at the 2017 Oscars?
Yes.
Well, yeah, but I'm not gonna. I literally don't have that written down in my notes because we all know it.
Yeah, we all
Yeah.
know.
Well, Okay, so
I
I
haven't
watched it
seen-
live though.
Yeah,
So
I think
it
I
was
did too.
Very.
Last one I watched live.
It was very fun to watch.
I haven't seen Moonlight,
Yeah.
so I can't compare the two.
Moonlight definitely deserved, like
Oh,
over
absolutely.
this movie.
I'm not gonna doubt it.
This movie got so many nominations because it's the Hollywood story, and of
Yeah.
course they're going to nominate it. So it's sort of like easy ball getting the
It's written in the stars, you might say.
yeah.
Wasn't this? I feel like this was either the same year or very close to the same year where like Steve Harvey announced the wrong woman for like Miss Universe or whatever.
Yeah,
I think they happened very close to each other.
it was just funny, but yeah, obviously they said La La Land won because I think the guy who actually made the postcards or the whatever they're called the
Say the card.
cards, he got fired because he designed it like poorly because it said in big letters like it was the best actress card that Warren Beatty read, and it said La La Land in big letters, and then it said best actress in really small letters down at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So that's why he got confused.
Yeah.
And he when he's leading up to it, he's trying to read it like, oh, is that right?
Yeah.
But he said it anyway, and then very awkward moment in recent live TV. So
Not too recent anymore.
So here's some other interesting things because when I was looking at nominations that year, first of all, this year was very stacked because this was also the year of Arrival, and Arrival was it was a very, very good movie.
Yeah.
I feel like everything it was nominated for it did really well. But
Denis Villeneuve I think he's gotten an Oscar for every recent movie since 2016.
first of all,
Or
Zootopia
nominated.
won over Moana, which is really, really interesting looking back now.
I did like
For
Zootopia
animated,
a lot.
they were both good, but Moana's so much better than Zootopia.
I've seen it once, so I can't
Zootopia
really-
tells the message though.
Moana's good, and it has The Rock.
Yeah,
Rock's
he's
overrated.
overrated.
Also, this was the year that they did the OJ docu series
Yep.
thing. We watched that. It wasn't my business law class, but I had a study hall during this period of business law this year. So I got to in my study hall just watch that while they watched it in business law. So that was fun. And also, Suicide Squad won an Oscar that year.
Yep, best makeup.
Yeah, that's
There were also only 3 things nominated in that category, but it's so weird saying that Suicide Squad is an Oscar winning
that
movie.
pissed me off
Yep.
when that happened. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, back to La La Land.
Well, actually, hang
La
on.
Land.
Nope.
La La
No.
Land.
No, that's what it was.
I know, but I'm going to talk about it. Well, actually, there's a couple things to talk about here. First of all, I know you took one note that involved Whiplash.
I took a few, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
I'm getting to it.
Okay,
Yeah.
you go.
So my one note says gasp because
Mm-hmm.
that's when the man, the myth, the legend himself,
Man, the myth, the legend.
JK Simmons, shows up on screen.
Fan theory here now.
And he just absolutely he doesn't berate, but he just what fucking planet are you on?
Yeah.
He's just calling Ryan Gosling out. He's like, you're a fucking idiot, you're fired.
Mm-hmm.
And that made me think he's got the demeanor of a certain someone that we've seen him play before.
This is the same universe.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm definitely thinking he's Fletcher. So Neiman at the end of Whiplash, Neiman succeeds, and then I have a feeling that he grew an ego and was like, "Fuck you, Fletcher, for all the shit you torment." Kind of deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Fletcher, out of shame, retires, changes his name, goes to L.A. to run a jazz bar.
Yeah.
The only reason that I think this might not be real is because I don't think Fletcher ever in his life would ever make somebody play Christmas music at his pub or at his bar.
That's fair. He also, I don't think he was wearing the classic tight black t-shirt.
Correct. Yeah, he was. He was wearing a suit and
But he has to change his whole style, kind of.
Yeah.
He is
Maybe
running
he's
a
in the
restaurant.
witness protection
He's
program.
kind of running a restaurant,
He's
too,
not doing
though.
a very good job at being in the witness protection program. We can see right through you. But, obviously on the topic of Whiplash, going into this, I said that La La Land was my favorite movie. It's
Yeah.
not. It's just Whiplash it's got to take the cake. JK Simmons stuff aside, I can separate
Yep,
the two.
yeah, yeah.
Whiplash is such a good movie. It's not okay.
that's why I liked it. You just
The first 30 minutes and the last 20 minutes are very, very rewatchable. I don't give a fuck about anything in the middle. I don't care about it. I don't care
La La
about
Land?
it. No, Whiplash.
Whiplash? Well, that's actually a point I wanted to bring up about this movie that I noticed that like Damien Chazelle movies. There's only 3 of them, but Damien Chazelle movies directed. Yeah, they seem to drag towards the second half. After we get past the midpoint, it just shut up. I caught it.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It doesn't rush; it drags.
But I think it kind of rushes in the end a little bit.
Yeah,
Whiplash doesn't rush in the end. Whiplash kind of does the obvious.
It just kind of hits Whiplash specifically hits a slog in the
middle
after he beats the shit out of Fletcher.
Yeah.
And then it was just kind of like, okay, oh, he's going back to the concert, so that's cool.
Yep.
And then so this movie, after they kiss, they have an argument. The only thing notable is they have an argument scene after where they could basically where they find out they've been diverging in their career paths. Like Sebastian's not doing what he wants to do, but he blames Mia for that because he's like, I thought you wanted me to have a steady job, and he's like, yeah, but so you could chase your dream, and then nothing's really working out for Mia on the acting side. So they're both kind of mad at each other, at themselves, but putting on the other.
Taking it out on each other because it's easier.
Yeah, and I thought it was a very good natural scene. Like, subtext is galore. So I thought it was a really nice scene. Then the ending, basically, where they decide to break up. Then 5 years later, then the ending happens. And then the message or the moral of the story that Chazelle kind of, I think, unpopularly says that you should follow your dreams despite any human connection.
I think it's more like just don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up hope.
Right. But he made a direct message saying he sacrificed the relationship that you could have been happy in. Because this relationship over here with your dream is more. And I think that I think that might have been the wrong decision. Because I've seen a lot of actors and like a lot of people on top, millionaires and billionaires, say that like once you get to the top, after you're done grinding, you're not really happy. And I watched Alan Richardson. Yeah. He's the guy from Blue Mountain State. He's now Jack Reacher. He had an interview and he said, like, I didn't know. Nobody tells you once you get to the top that there's just nothing there. It's all about if you're doing what you love. That should be the ultimate goal. So you should be doing what you love in the moment, and you shouldn't really have a goal like thinking, oh, it's going to get so much better once I reach this certain moment. Because what he's saying is that's not what it is. You have to be enjoying and truly fulfilled at the start, basically. Yeah.
I mean, that's a good message. I mean, it's just a metaphor for life, what you should do. It's like one of the right things to do. I'm just rambling here. Say something, please.
I just think Chazelle has he definitely has a different outlook than most other people that have reached the heights that he has.
Yes.
Well, because I feel like being famous and like being rich is glamorized too much.
Yeah.
Like I would not want to be famous. It seems fucking miserable.
Yeah.
I don't want it. Like, sure, like, money, cool. But also, like, I like having privacy and, like, not being watched like a hawk 24/7. I could not do it. No amount of money you could give me would make me okay with that.
But just remember, Big Brother's always watching.
Well, you always hear the stories of, like, I remember, like, Lil Xan. This is really weird. But he said that he doesn't have any freedom to do. He doesn't have control. He can't even drive his own fucking car, and he doesn't have power over his bank account. Once he reached that certain level of fame, he signed away his freedom and his privacy to be in the moment for, like, so nobody really. No offense to Lil Xan, nobody really remembers him now. So
every year on the same day, whether it's posted or recorded, Billie Eilish does an interview with Vogue. And it's, this is what happened this year. This is what happened this year. And it's like, in the first year it was like 20 17, 18, whatever. She's like, oh, I have like 200,000 followers on Instagram. And then the next year she had like 20 million. And you can just see her getting more and more unhappy over the years. And then now like Billie Eilish is pretty open about the fact that she's low-key miserable. Like she's like, I don't have friends. Because it's like, you know, in the industry you have work, they're work friends, you know?
Yeah.
It's like having like coworkers that you're friends with. But it's like, dude is unhappy. She's like, I literally just don't have friends. And it's hard because, you know, you look at them, it's like, oh, you have so much money, you could get anything you ever wanted. But at the same time, it's like, oh, like, that's really shitty to say because money can buy you a lot. But also, like, money can quite literally buy you anything. But also buying friends sucks. Because it's not genuine. And, like, damn, it just seems so fucking miserable to be famous.
That actually reminds me of a different podcast that we did on Popstar.
Yeah.
They did it more lighthearted.
Yep.
But, you know, Connor for real, he was at such a low point at the height of his success. And, you know, it took, you know, he has like a rivalry with his old friend that ended up leaving the band or the group. And they get back together and he's just like, I just really liked, like, he's like, oh, I turned down this award show because I just really liked hanging out with you guys making music in this barn.
Yeah.
You know, they're in a barn. So. So I just feel like that a lot of artists kind of have to go down this rabbit hole of fame and drugs and, you know, just like overall bullshit.
Because
And
they want to feel something.
They need
Literally.
They need something to keep them grounded, like in reality. They need something to hold on to, like.
But then you know, there's only a few people that have come out on top, that have gone through their demons, and gone through this big whole, I guess, bullshit. To be fulfilled with themselves.
Well, because you work so hard to get to the top, and then when you're at the top, you're like, what do I do? And you're lost and you don't feel anything. And then you make yourself struggle again.
Right, yeah.
And then you come back out on top.
You have to have a challenge.
It's a cycle.
Yeah. And, you know, like, Robert Downey Jr. did it. I hope he's fulfilled as an artist. You know, he doesn't have to work a day in his life, but I think he just genuinely enjoys it, which is great for him. So I would like to see kind of a sequel to La La Land, if anything, of, you know, them, of like Mia and Sebastian figuring out that, like, you know, like they saw it. I think the movie at the end of the day tells you this is the right decision, but I don't think they're done with their, I guess, journeys. Because they have to suffer a little more. They have to understand. They're still kind of naive.
I feel like Mia and Sebastian really only had one big thing in common. Like, he frequently, like, kind of poked jabs at her being an actress and how it's like, this isn't a real job. And then she's like, oh, I hate jazz. But they both had that hunger. And that's what I really think kept them together at first and kept them, like, fighting together because they had that in common. But then, like, once things start going, it's eventually like, oh, like, they weren't going to work out in the end anyway. I think that was pretty clear. Like, they have that initial chemistry of, like, oh, we're both fighting and we're passionate and we're hungry. Well, and once stuff starts picking up, it's like, oh, I hate what you're doing and I hate what you're doing.
I'm not saying this is bad writing, but what else do we know about Sebastian and Mia other than that she's an actress and he's a jazz musician?
There's not much backstory on either of them besides Mia living in Nevada.
Yeah. I think the writing's intentionally telling us that this consumes both of them.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, because that's their entire personality.
Yeah.
Like, look at Sebastian's house, and like, it's like with his fucking stool. He's like, oh, don't sit on that, and she's like, it's a fucking chair. I'm gonna sit on a chair. Yeah. It's just, you see how much this obsession swallows somebody.
And that's kind of Damien Chazelle's theme, where, like, obviously obsession is the driving force behind Whiplash.
I haven't seen First Man. I can't speak about it. I probably should watch it. I'm sure I would like it. I've heard amazing things about the score.
I've only seen it once, but I remember it being like Ryan Gosling, Neil Armstrong. He's going through. There's a bunch of. He's pushing so hard, and there's a bunch of setbacks getting to the moon, and it sort of strains the relationship with his wife and kids, and so it's kind of more or less that same kind of story, being told.
Damien Chazelle loves a starving artist.
Yeah, he does. I lost my train of thought.
Okay, so long story short, what did we think of the movie? Daniel, start.
considering I haven't seen it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
We didn't really go into the specifics, but yeah.
There's a lot of thematics in the movie that were kind of brought to my attention for the most part by you guys, and I'm like, okay, it's got me thinking more. Like, okay, there's more to it than just this bland story. It really is kind of bland. There's not much going on between songs for the most part. In some scenes, like the second half especially. Oh my
Well,
God.
I feel like the other thing is if you don't appreciate the art that they're working towards.
I do appreciate. Well, okay, fair. There's like the set designs and everything is great. Like the production quality of this movie is fantastic. I did not enjoy the story. Okay. I really did not.
Yeah.
But it's a very relatable story to, I guess, actors and people struggling to make it in anywhere else, anybody trying to make it in whatever they're going towards. And it's relatable. So I think because of that, because of the production quality, the songs weren't half bad either.
Catchy.
77.
77?
77.
All right. I'm going to give it a... I hate being this guy, but 85.
Oh my God. It's just a safe bet.
Yeah, because it's
mastery.
It is. I say this about every fucking movie. I wish I could come up with a better take, but it is solid. It's a solid movie. I think the theme, although I disagree with it, I don't think it's a real thing. But yeah, I think it's a very kind of it has a very clear through line.
Yeah,
and you can follow it, and you can relate to both the characters. Yeah, I love the cinematography. I love the kind of classicness that comes with the feel of it. Especially like they even like call back to Rebel Without a Cause, showing that scene like of the car driving through the planetarium, and then they do it again in this movie. It's nice. They apparently they had like a really small window of time to shoot that lovely night scene. So that was all shot in one take, obviously, like we said before. So like the dedication to trying to tell the story.
Plus,
However,
this was shot in a very short time period.
40 days.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that
For
is
something of this quality.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and choreography too.
Damien
Just
Chazelle
everything.
doesn't sleep.
Yeah, he must not.
Fuck, I should have Googled it. How long? I feel like Whiplash was short. Quickly.
Whiplash.
It was also like very. Because I remember the movie, like
I'm on it.
we shot it fast. The budget was low because like JK Simmons' wardrobe was just his.
Well, he brought it from home. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
How long did it take to shoot?
I'm looking. 19 days.
No, yeah,
19
like
days.
fucking batshit crazy. And it's just you see so much of who Damien Chazelle is as a person in at least these two movies. Like it's fucking. I can't even like. When I was in high school, I couldn't even like write an essay in like 2 months, and this man filmed 2 movies.
And don't put that on just him either, though, because like the actors, there's a lot of these long,
absolutely.
drawn out
Oh my God, I know.
scenes.
Holy
like, shit, they have to remember so much, and they
it's like
pull it
that,
off.
the opening scene with the cars on the bridge. Like I feel like that could take normal movies. Like that probably took 2 weeks alone, honestly.
It was pretty extravagant.
But okay. It's still easy top 5, probably top 3 movies. I adore it. I think the score is fantastic. And that's what really, really does it for me in this movie. It's not the characters, it's not really the story, but it's the music. It's so fucking good. I'd say a comfortable, maybe like 92.
Okay.
93 maybe.
Okay.
I feel like it kind of and again I said the same thing with Whiplash. The intro and the ending really hook me and fucking reel me in. They're so good. It's just like it's mesmerizing really with this one. But there's a lot more in this movie that I could dive into, and I really want to look into like there's got to be like some color theory in this. Like I need to know why
RGB.
everything is so specific. Because it's just there's certain scenes where like it's just she's always so bright, and it's always primary colors, and there's got to be some fucking reasoning behind it, and I gotta know.
That's good. There's
And I'm
probably
sure
a
there's
theme.
something like with how like pretentious this movie feels, there's absolutely got to be something.
Yeah.
But
There's
also,
probably something where like she's wearing blue because she's blue at the moment. Her career isn't too good, and then she's
yeah.
wearing white at the end because her career flourished. or
no, but
something
it's like
that.
in the beginning, like she's wearing blue because she's lonely and she's sad and she's at her lowest point. And then when she's really with him for the first
It's
time
yellow.
and like things are going well, she's yellow because she's happy. And
Yeah.
it's just like it's definitely there. I just got to look into it more and put some more thought into it. But I think that was all I had. Oh wait, no. Hang on. One more thing as to why the movie is so high. The planetarium scene, which of course it's a given. But like when I go, I want to listen to some nice music, pull up the La La Land score, and I start with planetarium. Every single time. Never fails. So good.
All right. Well, we are Seen It Before. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok with the handle at Seen It Beforecast. That's SCENE, It Beforecast. I'm Dan.
I'm Danny. Also, check out our YouTube channel. You forgot to say that.
I was saying it to you.
Oh, okay. Well,
We
we
didn't
have a
discuss this at all.
we have a YouTube channel now, so we're excited. Our first in-person video was the Batman. In 2 weeks, we will be doing
Full-time.
a full-time video. Hopefully, we're gonna try to keep this schedule.
Yeah. Unless, I mean, if you get a job, we may have to push back to every other week releases. But we're gonna try and give video a shot, and we hope you guys enjoy what we do with our video. We love our set. It's really, it took us a while to get going on this, but I think it came out pretty well.
Yeah, I like the way that it looks, the camera angles, and we're gonna slowly improve, maybe make the set brighter, add little accents here and there. But yeah, for the meantime, I'm Danny. You can find me on Instagram at Danny_Was, my Letterboxd at DJ Was, or my YouTube channel, which is Danny Was. Pay attention to the socials for what we're doing next. Post teases on Fridays, and we post the full episodes on Sundays.
And
So,
then,
would you like to say anything?
No.
Okay.
well, we will see you again in a few weeks for our next movie that we do with you.
Yeah, I might be around. We'll see.
Oh, yeah, you'll be around for this next one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I will.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, you will. All right. But until then, it's been an honor as usual, and we'll catch you next time.